suspension of Marcus?
I thought it was predictable, so I'm not surprised. You know, hopefully it's a isolated incident and we move on from it. But you know, we said it the other night. I felt like after watching it again before I talked to the media, and now I'm seeing it. I mean, it's clearly an unacceptable play, and as I said the other night, it's as simple as that.
Do you have concern, Freddie? He's had one before that they didn't choose to add anything to. But that once,
yeah, I didn't think the other
gets,
one. To me, when I watched the other one, it wasn't. You know, I didn't see any. I didn't see what I saw in the second one. You know, so I don't have a concern other than you know, he's up to 4 points now. He's going to have to be. You got to be able to balance that spirit with doing the right thing, and he will. He will.
Because the concern would be that once he gets that quote-unquote rep with referees, etc., that maybe they're a bit more of a hair trigger with him.
Sure, but that's, you know, I think he's still young enough where, you know, he has to be aware of that, but he also has to be, you know, just continue growing and doing the right thing all of the time, right? You know, what we love about Marcus is his competitive nature, his competitive spirit, but he has to handle that situation better. There's no question about that.
What type of discussion do you have about that? Obviously, you hadn't talked.
Not much need
to
talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's been pretty well rehashed, and you know, it was handled by the league quickly and swiftly, and not going to be here tonight. We got to focus on trying to play our best tonight without it.
Who is going to replace him? How do you replace him?
Jay Crowder will start.
It seemed like the other day Marcus might have been trying to kind of explain it away, explain himself out of it a little bit. Was he a little more contrite when you talked to him?
You'll have to ask him on all that stuff. He realizes he impacts his team when he's not on the court anymore, and you know, and at the same time, you know, I'll let him, you know, say whatever he feels like saying. But you know, again, from our standpoint, you know, it was unacceptable, and you know, the punishment is what it is.
How about losing them for a game this late in the season, this tight in a race?
Well, it's a tough challenge. It's a tough challenge. We've got our other point guard still sitting out, so we're going to have to, you know, usually the next man up applies to injuries, but we're going to have next man up regardless, and you know, I trust the guys that are playing tonight.
And when do you expect Isaiah back?
Isaiah did more today. Is feeling a little bit better now. Our goal or target is mid to late week this week, but probably not the next 2 days. I don't think he's even going to travel with us.
Is it a fine line with a guy like Marcus playing that competitively, that much on the edge? You love a guy that doesn't take any possessions off, but does that lend itself, or does it?
I think it's something that you can definitely, you can be the hardest playing guy in the gym and balance it.
Do you expect James to see some time tonight? After obviously now you're 2 guards short, the point guards, but
we'll find out. Yeah, I don't know yet, but I think that he's certainly. We brought him back because our depth is limited tonight. We have really only 2 point guards tonight. We could obviously shift Avery over there in a pinch, but you know, right now, you know, we're pretty thin at the guard spots, and so we're going to have to again, you know, do our best to manage that as we go through the game. So everybody's got to be on call tonight.
How much time do you have to be able to spend on watching his tape from up in Maine, or do you kind of just get feedback from the coaching staff?
I got feedback from the coach. We got our hands full here, and you know, I got feedback from the coaching staff, feedback from our people, and you know, I'll watch a couple of highlights here or there. But you know, hey, we've got Detroit tonight, Brooklyn tomorrow. We just played in San Antonio. We've got a lot of games going on ourselves.
You see Marcus Jackson as far as what he's done for this Detroit team?
Well, he's good. I mean, he's a good player. He's killed us, as you guys know. So it's going to be a challenge to keep him in front. The deal with Detroit right now, and you know, in the last 3 games, they played without Monroe, as you know, and what basically that's created is 8 guards that play around 2 rolling big men, and it's a problem because it's hard to get out to Caron Butler and Tolliver, who are catch and shoot players, and Meeks, and you know, Tayshaun shot the ball really well, and and handle those pick and rolls with Jackson and Drummond. So this is a unique. They have a uniqueness to them now that is really different to when they first came here last time, and it makes it more difficult to guard in some ways, just because you've got to help appropriately and then rush back out. You know, it's so interesting when you're looking at them from the standpoint. Last night they went 30 in the first quarter, 14 in the second, 36 in the third. They've had two 36-point third quarters in the last 3 games. So, you know, they've got a nice little rhythm going on, and you just have to try to break that rhythm a little bit.
Did you have a late night last night?
I watched the game. Well, yeah, I mean, I watched it. It was a great game. You know, that I thought, you know, first of all, hats off to Notre Dame. They played great, and then I thought Butler represented everything that's great about Butler basketball.
But generally speaking, you guys are playing your best basketball in March. You went on 2 huge runs in March Madness when you were with Butler. What is it about you and about the teams that you coach that allows you to have success deeper in the season? Well,
I'd like to say we just build to it, but this is like November for this group because we just got together a month ago. So it's hard to say. I don't think there's anything. You know, you just try to balance the ups and downs and manage your way through it. We weren't very good in March last year, and so you know, we've had moments where we've been better, but we've done some good things recently, and those 2 games were going to be hard to win regardless. That we just went and played. I thought we played well enough in Oklahoma City to win. I didn't think we ever really gave ourselves a chance in San Antonio. We'll find out more about ourselves, and we're going to find out more about our depth today, because you know, we've really been stretched from a depth standpoint now, and you know, March is a time where hopefully some of those guys with fresh legs can give you a boost.
Is there anything that changes, whether it's you or whether it's the guys you coach, that you notice, whether it was in the tournament in Butler and now with the Celtics, is it a mental difference? Anyone?
I'm still getting to know this group. You know, obviously I was with 13 groups at Butler, and you know, our better teams got better as the year went on, and practices became better, which is really unique. And the best teams, the teams that ended up going as far as, you know, the Final Four, were laser focused. And when I say, I mean, they never missed something they could control ever. And that's what you look at out there. I mean, you know, that's the biggest thing as you move forward in those tournaments and as you get better. I thought last night they played that way. Just came up a little bit short.
How do you teach focus?
It's a great question. I think it's something that, number one, is you find passion and you really try to teach towards the passion of somebody, because everybody is a lot more focused on what they like. So you have to develop a collective passion for doing things the right way on both ends of the floor, and you know, promote the individual strengths within that, and then hopefully you know, you all have it moving forward in one direction.